Hey guys, welcome back to another Will It Run episode on Trains with Shane. Our guest today is a lifelike EMD SW8 switcher. This is in the electro-motive Demonstrator colors. I picked this up, I think on eBay if I remember right, a little while ago. And it's been on the back burner like everything else was for the past 6 months. So working through on the backlog along with a couple other new things. If you guys have seen recently, the proto throttle video and stuff like that. So figured I'd give this one a shot and see what we've got. This is, I believe, Lifelike's new-ish style right before they sold out to Walthers. I think Walthers bought the lifelike N-Scale, it was being made by Proto at the time, and offers it under the Walthers name. I could be wrong, but I think I remember that correctly. Anyway, should be a newer mechanism than the older ones, which used to be a plastic chassis with an open-sided 5-pole skew-wound motor that would have lead weights at either end. If you guys look way back on the channel, I've got a couple of the older lifelikes like that. So let's get into the box here. Get a close up on this. Looking pretty good. I've always enjoyed the EMD demonstrators, lease units, stuff like that, because you can run them on any road regardless of what your road of choice is. Gently get this out. Looks like the phone app has changed to the way you use the view zoom. I don't like that much. Let's see. Looks like we've got molded in grabs on the side here. Pretty decent molded in radiator detail. We've got our bell and our single stack. If I remember correctly, this should be either a straight 6 or a single bank 8-cylinder. Marked the front here. We're not marked on the rear. Looks like we've got a knuckle coupler here with a magnetic trip pin. Looks like it wants to be slightly canted to one side. I would probably have it about right there, although it may be kind of straight. We'll have to see what happens. The front handrails look pretty good. It's hard to catch them in the light because they're black. Very fine and delicate. I wouldn't be too rough with them. Same for the rear. Pretty delicate. Pretty simple molded in details on the pilots. It looks like we have a freestanding coupler cut lever. As well as on the front. Let's see, is that freestanding as well? I believe it is. A cool little walkway addition down here on the bottom of the pilot. Not much to see. Our nice electro-motive EMD logo there. Basically that kind of looks like the larger version of their builder's plates that went on older locomotives like a GP9. Other side, pretty similar. We've got our horn up here. Lights. Can't tell if the wipers are separately applied or if they are just painted. Either way, as you can see, we're kind of blacked out here in the cab. I can't tell if that looks like it's electronics in there. It looks like maybe, oh, focus. Maybe electronics in there, maybe a capacitor or something stand up there. I do not know if this is DC or DCC. Like I said, I bought this used. It is probably DC, but it's a good looking little model. Let's check the box one more time. It doesn't specify DCC. 5-pole skewed armature, all-wheel drive, all-wheel pickup. Anyway, good looking little model. What do you guys say we get this over onto a test track, find out what it does and what it does not do. I'll see you guys over there. Okay guys, back by popular demand. Well, I say popular, one person asked for it. So that's enough for me. So here it is. We're back on the Inglenook switching layout, the portable layout that was built by Steve of Steve's Trains. Go check his channel out if you haven't. It's very good, very informative. Much like Dan Cortopassi, Steve Strom is a man who has focus and an attention to detail that I will probably never possess. So we've got our electro-motive switcher over there on the track, ready to go. You see we've got our Micro Trains KCS one on the sidelines here, waiting for the next video. So let's turn on some track power, pick a direction, and dial in some throttle. Nothing, oh, little movement. We stopped. More movement. She is struggling, but moving. Okay, let's dial that back down. Change directions. Did change directions, yes. Nothing. Let's see. Movement, again, very labored. This is full throttle on the Rokuhan throttle. Even with a slow speed motor, she should have better than that. So, potential problems here. If I can ever get the tripod set back down. Okay, so. Potential problems. Could just be bound up with lubricants. The track is clean. I just cleaned it before setting up here. There could be some sketchy electrical conductivity. It may just need a little service, need to be cleaned and lubed. So I will get this thing back over to the disgusting workbench. We will dive in and see what we can find out. I'll see you guys back over there. Hey guys, welcome back to the disgusting workbench. So it's a day or two later than the last segment. It was getting kind of late. I didn't feel like tearing into anything, but something crossed my mind, and this thing didn't really come to life until we poured the juice to it. Now, when we did, it ran fairly reliably-ish, and that almost struck me as a dual mode decoder. You know, you have to rev the voltage up pretty high before they'll activate, and then they have to try to translate micro changes in the voltage before they'll start moving. So fast forward to tonight, which is 1 or 2 days later, I decided to toss it on the little strip test track with my DCC++EX setup, our standard iPhone client like we use. We've got our cab number programmed in here. And looky there. We're going to change direction. She comes back, you dial up the juice, and she starts screaming. Yeah, so we've certainly come away with more than we thought we did, because I thought this was just a DC unit. Turns out it's DCC. So this would give me a fun little unit to run on my new project layout that I'm designing in my head. So yeah, I mean, I feel like an idiot. It was fairly obvious a couple of nights ago. I'm sure you guys were screaming at me. Now, the wheels on the bottom of this thing were kind of crusty, and I cleaned them up a little bit. Not great, I hit them real fast. Also, you guys remember the Kansas City Southern unit. Also, well, it's Micro Trains, but they're made by the same people. Lifelike, Walthers, Proto, whatever you want to call them. Micro Trains paid them to make these for them, so yeah, basically the same unit. So I'm going to end that one here with a happy ending, and I want to thank you guys for sticking this one out with me on a Will It Run episode on Trains with Shane. And until I see you on the next one, stay safe, and I will see you soon.